All right, so we are going to continue talking about angles. The next couple terms here, we're going to talk about different relationships, some important terms to continue to know. Remember the important terms from lesson 1, Thornton? Or some important terms from lesson 1? Give me an example.
90 degrees.
Yeah, the right angle is 90 degrees. Straight angle, 180. 360 for a circle. Triangles are 180. And the other term is adjacent. Yes, Matthew?
Adjacent angle.
Yeah, that's probably the one that we're not familiar with the most. Remember, that's the angles that are next to each other. Share a side. All right, so continuing on with angles today. It says estimate, so we're not going to need a protractor. We don't have to be exact. Let's just reason. Dakota, what do you think on the first one?
90.
Yeah, it looks like 90. I'd agree with that. And it does say estimate, so I'm assuming we don't need to put squigglies on all these. All of our answers will be an estimate. So what do you think on the second one, Parker?
Which one is the second one? The next one?
Yep.
Right there? Probably like 80.
80? It's got to be less than 90, right? It's a little smaller than this one. Do you think it's more than 45? Well, 45 would be about half. So more than 45, I would say for sure.
So what's
Less than 90. I'm
75.
okay with 80. I'm okay with 75. Okay. How about the third one, Matthew?
110.
100? I don't know if it's necessarily that big, 110, but probably could argue it.
I think
100 had to be more than 90.
95.
95? Okay, remember if you said this one was 80, that means that's 10 degrees off. This one looks to be about the same added to it. Next one, easy one, Trey.
Oh, 180.
Yeah, it's a line. Leeward?
Like 170.
170, just a little less. Maybe 175.
Probably like 175. Not quite.
175, I would take that too. Next one, Dieterle? 190, 10 degrees more than 180. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Matthew?
270.
270. I'm not sure if we could argue much for that one because it looks like that is 3 90-degree angles added together. I would say 270. That one almost needs to be exact. This one's almost a full circle, but not quite. Jackson, what do you think?
I said 345.
345? 350? Not quite 360.
Let's do like 350.
350, that's fine. It does say estimate, so there's certainly some leeway there. You couldn't have said, like 300 there, wouldn't have made sense. All right, next one we're going to do together. Abby, would you read the directions, please?
On one of the figures, a small half circle in the middle of one side.
Okay, I'll do that. Continue.
Cut a straight line starting from the center of the half circle all the way across the paper to make 2 separate pieces.
All right, so I'm going to cut across. Doesn't really matter where, I don't think. All right, so I cut it in half. Now, what's true about these two angles, do you think?
One's straighter.
They're not the same.
One of them. They're adjacent.
They're adjacent. If I combine these, those would be next to each other, certainly. What would they add up together to make?
180.
How do you know that?
Because it's half.
Yeah, it makes a straight line, right? If I put these two things together, it makes a straight line. Let's measure. Let's check it. Crosshairs on there. Is that obtuse or acute? Obtuse, so am I going to use the 120 or the 60? 120. 120. So I should not even have to measure this one.
That would equal
60.
Should be 60 because you told me they make a straight line when I put them together. Let's check it. Get everything lined up. Does that look like it's 60? Right on, right? So once you know one, because of some other terms we know now, we should be able to get the other one. Save you some time, right? Next one.
On each of the two pieces, measure the angle that is marked by a point.
Okay, so we did that. We should measure the angle. We said this one was 120 degrees. And this one was 60 degrees.
Can we fill this out?
Yeah, kind of as we're going here, that's fine. You can kind of draw where we cut on that little sketch that they have drawn there. Number 4, what do you notice about these two angles? So what have we already said?
They add up to 180.
They add up to 180. There's going to be a term that we talk about that's special to adding up to 180, but right now we know that they add up to 180. They form a straight line. Okay, number 5. I want you to answer this one on your own. See what you think.
I said 110.
110. How many people agree with 110? Yeah?
I object.
Why is it 110? Go ahead, Data. You
I
took
looked
it.
on the other page.
Looked on the other page. Yeah. Well, what should they add up to? 180. So you're asking yourself 70 plus what is 180? That's 110. 110 degrees is correct. All right, question. Number 3. It says use the protractor in the picture, so we're not going to measure ourselves. We're going to use the one that they're given here for us. And it wants to know BCA. So which angle, first, you have to decide is BCA? Okay, so follow BCA here. So it's talking about this angle right there. So what does that measure, Trey? BCA.
30 degrees.
30 degrees is correct. 30 degrees is correct. How about BCD? Jackson? BCD. 90 degrees is correct. So 30 degrees and 90 degrees. Now I want you to look at part C, answer that one on your own, give you about a minute. Be ready to discuss with the class. Cameron, what do you think?
Reposition the other thing.
How can you find it without repositioning? Yeah, don't reposition anything.
Oh, you can just pick,
Parker?
measure CBA.
Yeah, but you don't even need to measure it. Lauren?
What did you take? 30 plus 90?
No.
You subtract 30 from 90.
All right, so the whole thing is 90, right? If this is 30, well, what's this got to be?
60.
60. They both have to add up to 90. They made the 90 together, so if you split them up, 30 plus what is 90? Told me this was 30, so this has to be 60 to give you 90. The answer is 60 degrees. 90 minus 30. Okay, see if you can answer the same thing on next page. Careful, it's a similar type problem, but not exactly the same. John Parker? Thinking so.
I'm just thinking. Didn't it solve 3, 2?
Mm-hmm. All three of them. Got him? Lauren, come on. You have one?
Yeah.
Okay, which one?
A.
What do you think of A?
37.
Now it's tough because it's not perfect like the other one, right? Some people have trouble saying, well, is that 42? Is that 38? Is that 37? What do you think? Yeah, it's less than 40. 37, 38, you could argue either one. Usually I'll give you a 1 degree leeway. Which one do you want to use? What'd you say, Lauren?
37.
Lauren, what did you say?
37.
We're going to use 37 because that's what Lauren picked. All right, so if that's 37, what's LOM? Easiest one on there. You can't get asked an easier one. Dieterle, you love those ones, right? 180 makes a straight line. Don't even need the protractor.
I'm pretty sure it's 20.
You write 20 then, Jackson. C, how can you find KOM? So a similar type of problem. Dakota?
180 minus 37.
They have to add up to 180. So 37 plus what is 180? 143 is your answer. 143. Again, why? They add up to 180 together. All right, question 3. Actually, see if you can do 3 and 4.
I did.
What? Oh, these 3
Do
and 4?
3 and 4.
I already did them.
Oh,
You told us to do them.
I did?
That's hacking.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Oh.
You told
I thought you said part 3. I thought that meant C, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, I already did them. They're pretty easy.
That's kind of sussy. They're just a little.
All right, question 3. Now notice it doesn't give us a protractor here, but all the information you need needs to be read in that first sentence. It tells you it's a right angle. Ding ding, something from yesterday, right? Right angle means 90 degrees. So that means that this whole thing, CAB, BAC, is 90 degrees. If this is 64, what's the other one? 26. Has to add up to 90. 90 minus 64 is 26.
Oh, that was cool.
Hey, the close won't cut it on this one. Has to be exact. There's only one number that adds up to 64 that gives you 90. Same thing is true for the next one. Here's the key. Line. Line makes 180, straight angle, yes. So it doesn't need a protractor there. I know they have to add up to 180. What's SOP? So what plus 76 is 180? 104, label it. 104 degrees. Now these two things you're gonna see a couple terms pop in. You must know these two and you cannot get them confused. Okay? Anytime you see the word complementary, that means they add up to 90 degrees. Complementary. Add up to 90 degrees. Not to be confused with supplementary. They add up to 180 degrees. So two special terms, super important. If you get those two mixed up, every question will be wrong. Okay? Complement. Some people remember complement. Earlier in the alphabet, 90 less, right? S, later in the alphabet, more numbers, 180, if that helps you. But you have to know those two things. Here's the type of question you're going to get. I want you to answer it, not out loud, please. What is the complement of a 39-degree angle? Remember what complement means. Second one. What is supplementary to a 168-degree angle? Okay, so I'll see if you can answer those two questions. Some that you might see on your assignment or warm-ups here in the future. Answer those two. I'll give you about 30 seconds. Good? Need more time. Cruz, give me one. 51 what? Everybody agree with that? So again, it just might say that one word, and you got to know that adds up to 90. What plus 39 is 90? Trey?
12.
12. Label?
Degree.
Again, you have to know supplement add up to 180. If you didn't know that, you wouldn't be able to get either one of those. Okay, take a look at the homework starting on page 21. Okay, shorter assignment today. We should be able to get rolling through it pretty quick. But just some key things I want you to make note of. Underline the word supplementary. Second one, complementary. Third one, name 3 angles. Remember, angles need how many letters? 3 letters each to name an angle. Okay, question 3. Complete the equation with the number that makes the expression on the right side equal to the expression on the left side. Combining like terms, right? Did it an entire week or so last unit. Let's look at the left side of the equation. How many x's do you see on the left side?
2.
What is the value of those 2 x's? I think I heard it. 11x. Let's look at the whole numbers. What do those combine into? Plus or minus? They're both minuses, right? So you're getting more in debt, more in the hole. All right, so left side equals that. The one on the right is saying, what do I need to multiply both of these things times to get this? So you're filling in the blank. Should be easy, yes. Question number 4 on the next page. Matching. You have 3 tables. They all match up to an equation. Okay, matching. Those 4 questions. So